Hello, how are you guys doing today? I am on my way to go have brunch with my cousin Caroline, and she's already there. She texted me and she's like, "Is outside okay?" I'm like, "Sure, it's a little rainy." It's kind of rainy outside today. It's like sprinkling right now, but earlier when I took the dogs out, it was like raining. And of course they didn't want to go outside because they hate going outside in the rain. And let's see. Well, I listened to a little bit of my, first of all, can we just talk about an hour and 35-minute vlog yesterday? You guys, I am sorry if you hated that. I had no clue that's how long it was gonna be. And I was gonna go in and like edit some parts out so it wouldn't be that long. But I was like, I don't know that the rest of it will make sense if I do that. Like, I didn't know what parts to edit out, if that makes sense. So if you like a long vlog, you got a long vlog. If you don't like a long vlog, just, you can watch the parts, I guess, that you want to watch of my hour and 35-minute documentary. I just kind of like them when they're longer. I don't know. It's like I just talk and it's just like, you know, one thing leads to the next, and it's like before I know it, it's like an hour long. I never intended it to be that way. You know, when I first started them, I mean, they weren't that long at all. They were a lot shorter, and then people would say, "I wish they could be longer. I wish they could be longer." And like a lot of the comments when I would ask, you know, "Do you guys want them longer or shorter?" Do you guys remember the one day that I had like a 5-minute vlog? Everybody was upset about it because I had like messed up the camera and deleted. Do you remember that? I deleted my vlog. If you've watched this for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so whenever I asked, "Do you guys like longer or shorter vlogs?" people always, they always say, you guys always say you like the longer vlogs. So I'm now trying to keep them between about 45 minutes and an hour, but an hour and 35 minutes is really long. So, but if you liked it that long, let me know. I don't know that I can honestly do an hour and 35 minutes every day. So anyway, I'm on the way to have brunch with my cousin Caroline, and I'm excited about it. I got up today, took a shower, took the dogs out. Well, I took the dogs out, did my prayers and meditations, then I took a shower, and I was like, I've been looking for this shirt forever. You know, like when you have a shirt and you can't find it? This is a shirt that I was looking for. Obviously, I just said, if you've been looking for a shirt forever. Anyway, I got this at the Meijer, and it has this cute little design on it. I actually got it for the last time that we went to Miami, and I got it at the same time that I got the long sleeve pink shirt, and I was like, where did that shirt go? Where did that shirt go? I could never remember where it went, or I couldn't figure out where it went. And I was down in the basement today, and I was kind of like going through our laundry, because we've like all of our laundry like folded down there and stuff, like in these laundry baskets. And I was going through it, and there it was. It was like right underneath the sweatshirt. I was like, oh my God, there it is. And it was like all folded real nice and everything. So it was like, is she sitting outside? I don't see her outside. Oh, there she is. Cousin Caroline. These two other women like just looked at him. She's got her readers on and she like took them off and she like looked at me. Okay, well, I might put her on it for 2 minutes when at the end, if she wants to be on it. Okay, I'll be back in a little while, you guys. Bye. Look who it is! It's my beautiful cousin Caroline.
Hi.
We had brunch for how long? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, brunch.
She had a
At 2 o'clock.
She had a Cobb salad. It was at 1:30. It was 1:30.
That's the brunch is at 1:30. So
you had what time did you have brunch?
Like 11:30.
No, that's too early. So she had a Cobb salad, and I had a grilled cheese. It was called Grandma's grilled cheese.
Velveeta, bread.
I said I have to have Grandma's grilled cheese because Caroline and I used to always have to go to our grandma's house. Do you remember weekends at Grandma's house?
Yes.
In the apartment.
We had loose meat sandwiches.
They know about our grandma, our poor grandma that went to prison, and we didn't even know about it.
And then she went to heaven.
And then she went to heaven. So anyway, okay, well I just wanted her to be on here for a second. Hello. I just wanted to show my very, very cool take-home coffee cup from Ruth's Cafe. Can we just talk about this for a second? Look at that. Isn't that so cool? It is restaurantware.com. I'm so impressed with this take-home cup. Caroline and I had so much fun at brunch or lunch. The food was so good. We were like sitting there and I was like, what are you gonna have? And she's like, I always just feel like I should be on a diet. I'm starting Weight Watchers tomorrow. I said, Caroline, I always say the same thing. And she's like, I need to get on a diet. And so she's like, I'm gonna have a salad. And she got this Cobb salad and it literally, like, the whole top of it was like layered in bacon. And so I wanted a grilled cheese and like soup. And they had like 4 different kinds of grilled cheese. And I said to the woman, I said, I don't need any, one of them had bacon in it. And I said, I don't need any meat. Which one's your favorite? If like you don't eat meat. She goes, well, my favorite's the one that has the bacon in it. And I go, okay, well, which one's your second favorite? But then they had one, and it was called Grandma's, it was called like GRAMMA''S. It was like Grandma's, and we were just talking about our grandma and like our moms and dads and stuff like that. And so I said, well, Caroline just looked at me like I was a crazy person. And I said, this is my cousin. And I said, we used to go to my grandma's house all the time. I said, so I have to have Grandma's grilled cheese. And the girl just looked at me and I go, and a bowl of, they had corn chowder. You guys, it was so delicious. So we sat out there for a long time and talked. It was good. I missed seeing her. We had so much fun. And we talked about like Christmas, and she was like, I want to go to San Diego for Christmas. I was like, come to San Diego for Christmas with us. I said, we're renting a house. So if that even ends up happening, I don't know if it will. And I said, are you doing Halloween? She goes, I'm not doing Halloween. I said, you're not doing Halloween? It just got so dark outside. It looks like it's going to rain. People have their lights on already. And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to do Halloween. She goes, but I am going to do Thanksgiving, and I'll have you guys over. And I said, okay. So we're gonna do Thanksgiving, I guess, and she's good. She's doing good. It was fun. We were talking. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm reading the best book," and I was like, "You are?" And she was like, before this, she said she goes, I don't really watch her videos, and she goes, but I happened to just watch this video the other day. She said it was like you were going through a magazine or something, and I was like, oh, and she's like, it was so funny. She goes, it is so funny because you are so just like that too when we're sitting here talking. And she said, but all of a sudden you start talking about me in there, and you're talking about how people used to say I look like Brooke Shields. She goes, you don't think because I said in the video, I said, people used to always say my cousin looked like Brooke Shields, but I never saw it. She goes, you don't think I look like Brooke Shields? And I said, no, I don't think you look like Brooke Shields, Caroline. She goes, I think it was my eyebrows. She's like, because I used to always have really thick eyebrows. I said, yeah, that must have been what it was. I go, well, people tell me that I look like George Clooney. And she looked at me and she goes, no, they don't. Nobody tells me I look like George Clooney. People tell me that I look like Zach Galifianakis. That's who I get all the time. I remind them of Zach Galifianakis. There's worse people, I guess, that I could be compared to. Back in the day when I had dark hair and I always wore a John Deere hat and I didn't have a beard, people used to always tell me I looked like that. What was that guy from Jackass? Johnny, whatever his name was. People always said that I looked like him. I can't remember what his name is. It's a gloomy day today. Very Halloween-y day outside. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of pretty though. I like these kind of days. They're good like laying in bed reading days. And I'm getting ready to go home and do a meditation video on my Peterson's channel. I'm thinking about doing a rant video because I actually have something really true to rant about. I think I'm about doing a rant video on my Peter Monn channel today. So we'll see. Alright, well I just wanted to show the cup really. So I will be back in a little while. Bye. Hello. I just went and filmed a rant video. I haven't done one in a long time. Oh my God. I mean, it's something that I laughed. I was laughing with Caroline about it at lunch. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a rant video about this. It's actually about this Census woman that like, she will not stop from I did it 6 months ago and I have to do it again because it's the second part, and she just like will not leave me alone to do this part. And like Alex just is like, I'm not doing it. So you just take care of it if you want to do it, or otherwise just tell her no. So I was like, okay. But I felt bad for her the other night because she came to our house. She's like parked in front of our driveway. Alex couldn't get in, and it's just, anyway. So I did a rant video about that. I want to say something on here. Somebody left me a comment. I mean, I know who the person is, but somebody left me a comment and was like, oh, you're deleting comments now and blah, 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 that don't praise you. I made this real clear on my vlog about 6 months ago, and I made it real clear in my live stream last night. I delete comments where people are threatening me. Other than that, I leave the comments up. The person said, you're deleting comments that don't praise you. I think that you could probably go to any of my channels right now and take your pick of comments that aren't praising me, and you can see that I'm not deleting those comments. So I have better things to do than go in and delete people's comments. I do. And the person that they said I deleted their comment, I didn't even see that they had commented on my video, and I would have remembered if they had commented on my video. So I do, though, on each of my channels, and I think a lot of YouTubers do this. I have about 100 words that are like moderated, and so what that means is if you put that word, and I have names on there too, if you put that word in a comment, it goes immediately to moderation. It will look to you like you posted the comment, but the comment won't post on the video. It'll go to moderation, and then for me to moderate, and I don't ever go in and read those comments. So if you put one of those words in there, it's just gonna go to moderation. That's it. So, I mean, and it just probably won't ever make it to my video. So I have no, and I don't see those comments. Like, I don't ever see them come up. But, yeah, I have better things to do than go in and delete comments. The only time I ever do it is if I come across a comment and somebody's like wishing, you know, horrible things on me or whatever. Then I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? It's my channel. I don't really have to hear that. So I just like delete it. But other than that, if somebody comes to me and they're like, oh, I've, you know, this or that, I'm like, that's their piece. Let them say what they want to say. So, as evidenced, I think, by all of my videos right now. Anyway, are you guys having a good day? I'm having a really good day. Alex gets home early tonight. I think I'm getting, like, it's right now, what time is it? It is 5:40. He gets home about 7, and so I'm gonna take a nap, I think, when I go home. I actually texted the Census lady back, and you'll have to watch the rant video, but I was like, can you do it tonight? I just want to get it done now. I told her not to text me till tomorrow, and she texted me today. And so I texted her, and I was like, right after I got done with the video, I was like, can you do this Census tonight? Can we just get it done? And she hasn't texted me back yet. So I may be doing the Census. Have you guys ever done it? It's literally like, it's the stupidest question in the whole world. And like the last one I did was all about crime in your neighborhood, and it was asking things like, do you have a neighborhood watch? How many people are in, I mean, I didn't even know the answers to a lot of it. And it was like, have you ever reported a crime for this? Have you ever reported a crime for that? Did the police come out? How long did it take the police to come out? You know, did they follow up on a police report? It was all about crime. Each one is completely different. And I don't know what this Census is about, but it's just like, it's a lot. And the last woman I did it with, it was like every question she would have like a follow-up. She did, oh, in my neighborhood, and I'd be like, can we just get this done, please? But I felt bad because they're so, like, they just do not stop. Like, they're so insistent. And that's what happened the other night, was that this woman was like out, she parked at the end of her driveway, and like Alex couldn't get in, and I could see him like coming down the driveway because I was getting ready to leave. And I was like, you're gonna have to move your car. And she started getting real upset, and she was like, they tell us to be insistent. And I'm like, oh God, I don't want someone, I was like, sweetie, okay, what do we need to do? I don't want this to ruin your weekend. Like, she's like, I just need to do the Census, and then I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. I was like, okay. I said, we'll do it, let's schedule it. I said, you know, and then she texted me after that, and I was like, oh my God, I told you when we would set this up. So anyway, whatever. I'll do the census. It's just not that big of a deal. Anyway, so if you watch my rant video, it's a joke. I'm joking in it because people sometimes take them real seriously. Here's her census card right here that she's left me. She actually, I didn't even read this in video, but she put her name on here. Well, it's got her name on it. And then she said, keep missing you. Please reach out. This interview is much shorter. That's what she put on here. And then it has her availability times on the back of it. Oh my God. So anyway. I'm gonna go inside now and hang out with the dogs for a little bit before I take a nap. I love you guys and I'll see you back in a little bit. Hello. It is time for your evening vlog. I was gonna wear a hat, but who'd care? Oh Lord. What a good day today was. A relaxing good day I had today. Oh, this stuff smells so good. I kind of wish they had the apple cider one because I've been using the Mrs. Meyer's apple cider products. I'm sorry, you guys, for my messy hair. I know you're like, oh, we don't care. But the apple cider cleaning products and hand wash and stuff, or hand soap, smells so good that I wish that they had, and they might have it, but they don't have it at the Meijer. So, anyway, how are you guys doing tonight? My hair is messy because I took a little bit of a nap. Alex's best friend Sarah stopped by tonight, and she was like, do you want to go get tea? And I was so tired at this point. I've been like running all day long. And she was like, do you guys want to go get tea or ice cream or something? And Alex was like, I don't really want to go get tea. I go, well, what kind of ice cream do you want to go get? And she was like, well, I want to go here, I want to go there. And I said, why don't you guys go and I'll lay down for an hour. So they went, and they went to Fresh Time and just got ice cream, and then like they sat there and I guess just talked in the parking lot and ate it. It looks like it should be cool outside, but it's not. It's actually like in the 70s. Yeah, it's like early, low 70s. It's 72 right now. But it was kind of warm today. It was nice. It looked like it was cooler outside because it was like rainy and stuff. It still is rainy right now, but it wasn't. Do you guys know where we're going right now? I feel like I should wear my hat. Like my hair's like making me nervous, or my hair's making me, my hat. My hair is, because it's just this one part. I didn't really get very good nap though, because they were only gone like 45 minutes or an hour. And so the dogs were sleeping with me and they kept on moving. Like they would all lay down and then one would get up and like scratch its ear and then like move, and it would wake me up like every time they moved, so I couldn't really sleep. Do your dogs do that? Boo Radley kind of sat there the whole time and didn't move. I was like, he just sat right by, like I was like laying like facing the other way, and Boo Radley was like right in front of me, but Pee-Pee and Tucker just kind of like kept on getting up and getting up and getting up. I did a rant video on my Peter Monn channel today, and I hadn't done a rant video in a while. That was kind of fun. I already talked about that, didn't I? About the census lady. And she never called me back. She never texted me back. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I texted her. I was like, I can do today. But so anyway, let's see what else. Tomorrow I have my individual counseling appointment in the afternoon, and that's about it. Tawny gets home tomorrow. Yay, yay, yay! My good Judy comes home tomorrow. I cannot wait to see her. She's been gone since, when did she leave? Thursday? I think she left Thursday. I miss her so much. We're going to get a Diet Coke. Did I already say that? I'm so thirsty for a Diet Coke right now. You guys crack me up with your Diet Coke statements. Oh, I was like gonna scrounge for change. Speaking of change, I got a couple comments on the video addressing the ads in the video. I have always, on the vlog, put the first ad at 5 minutes, and every ad after at approximately 10-minute intervals. And that's not gonna stop. I have friends of mine that put 10 ads in a 10-minute video, so you don't have to watch the ads, just addressing that, since a couple people had some issues with that. But anyway, I mean, the video was an hour and 35 minutes last night. Oh my God, an hour and 35 minutes of Peter talking. Tonight, I don't even really know what to talk about, so I don't know how I went on and on for an hour and 35 minutes. Well, yesterday I filmed all throughout the day, and I'm trying to do that today. I am gonna make a welcome video because so many people were like, yes, welcome video, and I know how I wanna do it. So I'm probably gonna film that tomorrow because it'll take me some time to do. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and it'll either be up tomorrow or Wednesday. And then the first video on the review channel will probably be this weekend. I really kind of was wanting maybe Alex to help me with the first review video, but he, the first, review video is about pumpkin spice, and he can't stand pumpkin spice. So, and also people are asking, like, is it gonna be daily videos? My hope is that eventually it will be daily videos. It will not be probably daily videos at first, because I kind of just need to get into the hang of it, like, when I started the Peterisms channel, I was like, I don't think this will be daily videos, and then it turned into daily videos, but I didn't expect it to be at first. So I'm kind of feeling the same thing about the review channel. Once I kind of get the hang of it, like how I want to do them, because I don't want to, here's the thing, is I don't want to do the review videos like always sitting in that chair. I just don't. Like, I want to do some in the kitchen, and I want to do, outside. I want to go places and do them, stuff like that. So I don't want them to be like yet another, do you guys see this? Like I said, it's like my old lady friends, and they sit in a casino and their hair's like this. Look at that. They crack me up. I have this one friend, and she's like specifically who I think of with her hair. Her hair's always like mushed in the back, She's so sweet. And I'll be like, hey, how are you? And she'll be like, good. She'll be like, I was here earlier and I bought $200 and I got down to my final 20, and then I hit a $6.75, so I went home and I warmed me up a little bit of some meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and then I took a nap, and then I decided to come back down to the casino, and I was like, oh, okay. I love my old lady friends up in the casino. They're so sweet. My friend Lori that was on my friend Lori that was on my casino video. My friend Lori that I talked about, who had lost her sons, that was on my vlog. Do you guys remember who I'm talking about? I hadn't talked to her in a while, and whenever I would go to the casino, I wouldn't see her there. And so I texted her yesterday, and I was like, hey, old friend, I miss you. I haven't talked to you in a while. And she texted me back, and she was like, I've been so busy. I'm sorry I haven't texted you. And she's like, let's get together soon. I love you and I miss you. It's been so good lately for like seeing all of these people. Like, I hung out with Caroline today, and it just was such a nice lunch. For some reason, you guys, like, I am so, like, this is so cheesy. I mean, literally, though. But I got this, I talked about this earlier, but I got the grilled cheese, and it was called Grandma's Grilled Cheese. And it was literally just sourdough bread and Velveeta, and it was so delicious. The corn chowder was good, too. I love corn anything. I really do. But the grilled cheese was so good, and I'm like, so great. And then I also had coffee, and like I told you, like, they have all different kinds of mugs and, salt and pepper shakers and stuff. I had a Deadpool mug. That was my mug. And so anyway, but like, since I had that, I have been craving another one of those grilled cheeses. I can eat like 3 grilled cheeses in a row. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. Do you guys love grilled cheese? Oh my God. And I don't even know how to make them. Like, so many people have tried to teach them to me, and I always burn them. I always burn grilled cheeses. But anyway, I'm like, oh my God. And I almost got the tomato, they have like a tomato basil bisque, and I almost got that because tomato soup and grilled cheese just goes together so perfectly, doesn't it? But I was like, I think I want something different. I'm so glad I got the corn chowder. It was delicious. I'm actually kind of hungry right now because it's all I've had today. Alex said he had a big salad earlier. And We hung out and talked for a long time tonight before Sarah came over. We want to we got to figure out if we're going to San Diego for Christmas, and if we're not, we're either going to plan a trip in November or in January to go somewhere. And if we don't go to San Diego for Christmas, then we're going to go somewhere really warm in January. Like Mexico, or I don't know, somewhere that's not too expensive. I'd like to do both, but we're we can't afford it right now, so. But anyway, it was really nice talking to Caroline, and it's weird. It's just Caroline and I now on that side of the family, our moms are gone and her dad is gone, and my dad is still alive, but he's not, on that side of the family, and it's literally just Caroline and I, and we were talking about that, and she was talking about how there's this part of Michigan, and the whole time that Caroline was growing up, she and her parents and 10 other families, it was 10 families, they would go up there to this part of Michigan every summer. And I was just telling Tanya the story the other day, because she was because Caroline went up there for she went up there for 8 or 9 days, 10 days or something like that, and Tanya saw the pictures, and she was like, what does Caroline do up there for that long? And I was like, she just sits there and reads, and she and her husband hang out, and she went up there, I guess the first 2 nights she went up there with girlfriends, and then they left, and then her husband Mike came up there, and then they were up there the rest of the time together, and Caroline was it was just so relaxing, and she was just where mom and dad and I used to go in the summers, and she's it just was really nice to reconnect, and I don't know. It was a good lunch today because we kind of made a commitment that, we need to be together more, and we need to see each other more, and I was Caroline, I said, we say that, and we don't always do it, and she's I know we're both busy, but we need to make that, and she's I'm free during the week, you're free during the week, we can at least go have lunch, you and Alex can come over to dinner, and I was Alex would love that, and so we kind of made a commitment to do that, and she's it would be really important for our moms. Caroline and I have been so close our entire lives, my first baby pictures are with Caroline, sitting right next to me, pigtails, and we're 3 years apart. I was girl, you're gonna be 50 next year. She's don't remind me. We were talking about our grandma and stuff today, and she's I don't know how you remember this stuff, Peter. She's your memory is uncanny. She's you remember each detail of everything, how it went. She's I don't know how you remember everything.
Thank you for keeping me down. Place order when you're ready.
Can I get a large Diet Coke, please?
$1.08. Time purchase that.
30. Here we go again. 40. 50. Hey,
all right, sir.
I'm good. I'm counting some change. Hold on.
We're good.
Here's 50.
But we're in there in the office doing it now, so nothing new to me.
I know I have it because I had it last night.
We have a drawer that's
70.
$9 short, so we're trying to figure out what the hell.
Aww. 80, 90, $1. Here's $1. Yeah, I came through here last night and had exact change, but you guys, the line wrapped all around the building last night.
I believe it.
What, do you know what was going on?
And I wasn't here last night, but I believe it. They said it was busy.
It was crazy busy. I went to Taco Bell and it was empty. Was that right? Was that $1 right? Okay. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. I was at the gas station earlier getting gas, and this woman that works in there, and she's been in there for years. So I went in there to go say hi to her, and she was like, I said, "Are you having a good night?" She's like, "No." she's like, this woman came and pumped $40, and we're not, like, we pre-approved some of them, and she was like, I was told to pre-approve it, so I did, and she pumped and ran, and she goes, now I'm $40 short. Like, he was saying that they were $9 short. And I was thinking to myself, can you imagine somebody, like, I mean, I've heard a lot of people pumping and running before, but like, $40 is a lot of money. I just can't even imagine. I don't know if I've told this story on here before, but Alex and I and his friend Demi, like the first year that Alex and I were together, we went to Florida, and we drove straight through to Fort Lauderdale, okay? It was like a 19-20 hour drive. And I drove it straight there and back. I drove it the whole time. I love to drive, obviously. I have a vlog where I drive every night. But I love to drive, and so I drove the whole way. Well, we left here at like 6 or 7, and so at like, I don't know, in the middle of the night, we were like Knoxville, Tennessee area, and we stopped at this gas station out in the middle of nowhere. And so like, a lot of times when Alex and I take road trips, like I'll put the thing in the gas, and then I'll go inside, or he'll go inside first or whatever, and then when he comes out, like, he'll give me the receipt, and then he's done, okay? Well, I'd assumed that he had done that. And so, because we had been doing that, like, on, you know, the road trip. So, I get in my car, and I take off, and I have the hose still hooked up to my car. And they took a picture of me, like, out there with this, I'm, like, out there with the hose, like this. And, I had to go inside. I was so embarrassed. I had to, like, go inside, and it's just, anyway. Has anybody else ever done that? It's a weird feeling when you do it. You feel it. You can, like, feel it pull. And, like, the gas pump stops it, so it doesn't, like, flood out gas or anything like that. Yeah. This billboard that used to be for a treatment facility is now for a bowling alley, and it has a big beer on it. The irony. You know, it's interesting because I was like talking about the Tesla place and how I was thinking about maybe like test driving a Tesla. And like the more I think in my head of, like, you guys are like, we're so tired of hearing about this channel. If you don't know, I'm starting a review channel. It's called Peter Reviews Stuff. Go below and go subscribe to it if you want. Okay, so anyway. Come on, hair. But anyway, I know I did my hair so nice earlier too. But I was thinking to myself, because I just passed Home Depot, I was thinking about this. There are like so many things that I could review, like, and all from the point of view of somebody that like doesn't know how to do any of this stuff, because I don't. And so then it would like show, like, in layman's terms, you know, like, is this stuff really that easy to use from a point of view of somebody that has no clue how to use any of this stuff, you know what I mean? I just got so hungry. But not for, like, McDonald's. I don't know, like, if I could eat anything right now, I'd have another one of those grilled cheeses and corn chowder. We used to go to this restaurant in Indianapolis all the time. We would go there before meetings, and it was, well, we used to go to 2 restaurants. One was in the city of Noblesville, and it was called El Camino. It's still there, and it's a Mexican restaurant. It's so good. And, it's like this small little locally owned restaurant, and it's like some of the most delicious Mexican food I've ever had. But anyway, and then the other place is Sam's, and if you live in Indianapolis, you'll know what I'm talking about, because there's like 5 or 6 Sam's here, and they're locally owned too, and it's bar food, and I love bar food. And we would go there back in the day, and they had this sandwich, and it was called a Monte Cristo sandwich, which, I mean, like, that's, people, I'm sure you've heard of a Monte Cristo sandwich before, some of you out there. And it's like chicken, and then like wrapped in ham, and then like deep fried, and then like covered in powdered sugar, and then you dip it in like this honey mustard. It is so good, right? Now I went too far. And they took it off the menu and I was so pissed. But their fries were really good too. But the reason I was thinking of Sam's is because I was thinking in my head like, oh, I could eat something like a little sugary too. And they have, I'm sure they still have it. They have like the world's best coffee cake. And so you like, with this, most of like their entrees, you get like a little slice of the coffee cake too. I don't know if they do that anymore. I actually, because Tanya loves the steaks at Sam's, I showed this in a vlog. I went and I got them a gift card and stuff because Tanya and Eric are always so sweet to me. And so I got her a gift card and took her flowers when she was kind of down. Do you remember that vlog? She loves their steaks. She goes there and she'll get like, they get steak, salads, and then they get a shrimp cocktail. So if you live in Indianapolis and you've never been to Sam's, you have to go. It's S-A-H-M-S. It's so good. And I think there's like 4 or 5 of them in Indianapolis. Actually, I didn't go to Starbucks. I'm passing a Starbucks. I didn't go to Starbucks today because I got my coffee from that Ruth's Cafe, which was so delicious. God. How can a simple grilled cheese sandwich of Velveeta and sourdough bread be so good? But it was. There were actually like 6 things on the menu that I wanted to get. My friend that I did the Peterisms video about, that I was talking about, she texted me. She's so sweet. She's like, oh my God, your video was so nice. Thank you so much. She's like, I showed it to my mom. She showed it to her son. She was like, I loved it. She was like, it made my day. And she was like, my dad would be so proud of you. She was like, he always talked about how proud he was of you and that you were such a great kid. And I missed her dad, but she and I are supposed to get together for lunch this week, so maybe we'll do Ruth's Cafe. And you know what? Next Monday, I'm having lunch. I just forgot. Is it? No. Oh, we changed. It's not Ruth's Cafe. Next Monday or Tuesday. What is next Monday or Tuesday? No, it's the following Monday. I'm supposed to have, but I think we're going to Patashu. Lunch with these women that I know. That I haven't seen in a long time. I don't think the Halloween stores are open yet. I was going to go there the other day, but I drove by and I didn't see any cars, so I don't think they're open yet. They usually open, oh my God, do you know what Costco has? Well, they usually open early, but Costco has Christmas stuff already, you guys. Can you even believe it? Seriously? Psh. We haven't even started the Halloween season yet. Did I tell you? I told you this yesterday that I have like a little announcement that I'm going to make on my BookTube channel this week. So excited! I'm so excited! I'm so excited! And I just can't hide it! Glamour shots. My favorite things about Halloween, scary movies. Let's talk about my favorite things to do with Halloween. Scary movies. I love, love, love scary movies. I don't know why I'm sitting over here talking about scary movies, but like in my head, I'm going to food. Can I just talk about food for a second? Okay. I have been like real obsessed recently with going to the grocery store and getting food. Because that's what you do when you go to the grocery store, right? But no, like getting bagels and onions and cream cheese and like making like Havarti cheese and making sandwiches. And then I get like, oh, I kind of want to do this tonight. Go home and watch Wentworth. And then I figured out a way to like watch TV. This is like, Peter, you figured this out. Oh, it's going to stop. Hold on a second. You're like, Peter, you figured this out now. I figured out a way for me to, pretty hair. I just remembered this friend of mine back in the day. I don't know where this came up from, but we used to go, pretty bird, pretty bird. Anyway, is that from a movie? Does anybody know? My friend and I, we used to say that to each other all the time, pretty bird. But, Cold Stone Creamery. Oh, so I figured it out. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Are you ready? So like last night I went home and I plug in my phone, right, to my headphones, like, or my AirPods, and then but usually my headphones, because they're just like in the drawer, so it's easier to grab. And then I sit there and I watch Wentworth, and Alex can't hear me, and then I have the kitchen light on, but it doesn't bother him because he's upstairs. And then I sit there and I eat while I'm watching Wentworth on my phone. Do you guys watch Wentworth? It's so sad this season. It's so sad. And it just gets more and more confusing. I'm so confusing. I'm so confused by the show sometimes. So anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I'm like thinking in my head about like, oh, the grocery store. Is that what I was talking about? The grocery store? Yes, the grocery store. So I've been real into going to the grocery store and like getting cheese. It's not healthy at all. And potato chips and like bagel stuff to make sandwiches, potato salad, pasta salads. I love pasta salad. I'm like all about the salads, okay? Not the leafy salads. I mean, I do love leafy salads too, but I almost got a wedge today. But it was a wedge with ranch dressing. And I said to Caroline, I said, don't you think that's kind of weird that they have a wedge with a ranch dressing? She's like, I don't know, that might be kind of good. I go, a wedge is supposed to have blue cheese. And she goes, well, I'm sure they would replace it for you. And they have blue cheese in the dressing, and I was on the menu, and I was like, okay, why would you have a ranch with, why would you have a wedge with ranch? Are they trying to be different? Do you guys eat your wedges with ranch? Like, am I strange right now for saying that? Anyway, so yeah, that's been like my thing lately, is going to the grocery store. Okay, my favorite things about Halloween, scary movies. I cannot wait. Today I watched Scream again. I can watch Scream like 1,000 times. I love that movie. I just kind of like to have it on, like running in the background. And then I love to watch all of the Halloween movies. And I'll watch any scary movie. You know what movie I really, really like, and a lot of people don't, is Cabin in the Woods. I don't know what it was about that movie. Alex hated it. He thought it was so stupid, but I liked it. I like Children of the Corn, but I have to tell you that if I have that movie on during the day in the house, like, that movie really terrifies me. Children of the Corn. I think partly because most of the scary stuff happens during the day. Why is this doing this? Hold on, please don't turn off after I just went. I think that, no, that's too high. I think the reason why is, have you guys seen Children of the Corn? Well, it takes place during the day. So I think that's why it scares me. I mean, some of it takes place at night, but most of it, like, during the day. And the music, too, is, like, real spooky, scary. And then, of course, let's talk about the food, okay? Caramel apples, I'll have one, thank you. That sounded so silly. Caramel apples, I'll have one, thank you. I love caramel apples. I love anything, obviously, pumpkin spice. I love anything apple. Anything, apple bread, apple cookies, apple cinnamon this, apple caramel that. I love anything apples. Apple candles. I love apple smelling candles. And what else? What other? Chili. Oh my god, I love chili. I might have to make chili one day this week. Maybe we'll do that this weekend and watch movies on Saturday if Alex is up for that. Maybe his friend could come over and we can watch movies. She doesn't have a lot to do and I feel kind of bad for her. And so I'm like, Alex, call Sarah up, see if she wants to stop by. She brought her dog over tonight, Callie, and her dog got along so well with, and she's so funny because she's the one that taught, so if you've ever seen my videos, when I go, pee-pee, speak, and then he goes, arr. Anyway, so she's the one that taught him that. I thought that she was the one that named Pee-Pee, but it was another, so they all lived together at college. It was another friend that lived there that called him Pee-Pee. So anyway, but she was the one that taught Pee-Pee how to speak. And so she was like, speak, Pee-Pee. We were out on the front porch, and she was like, speak, Pee-Pee, speak. And he was like, kind of looked at her for a second. I go, Sarah, he can't speak anymore. He doesn't have teeth. And she's like, he can still speak. So anyway, so she brought the dog in, Callie. She's so cute. And, like, Boo Radley is always, like, Tucker and PP are very good with other dogs, but Boo Radley is always kind of a little careful, like he's not really sure, like, what he thinks, but they got along so well, and I was so happy. All of them, they were playing and running around the house, and they all got along, and it was so funny because, like I've said this on here before, but, like, Tucker and PP are so friendly with people, but Boo Radley always kind of, like, he comes close to me, and, like, he wants me to pick him up, and he was doing that a little bit tonight, and, so I was, like, holding him, and he, like, would put his head over my shoulder, and he would, like, look over at Sarah, and I said, Alex and Sarah were laughing so hard. I was like, I said, Boo Radley's like, I don't know who this lady is. I'm not sure what I think about this lady. And I said, Boo, she's a nice lady. This is your Aunt Sarah. And he goes, I think it's fine if she leaves now. He goes, I think she stayed long enough. Alex and Sarah were laughing so hard. And he just, like, he would, like, kind of, like, look over at her, and I go, I think it's time for her to leave now. This lady, she's fine and all, but I think it's time for her to go. She could just leave. She stayed long enough. She could take her dog and she can go. So anyway, and so I put him down on the floor, and he kind of, like, hung out, and just, like, the dogs were playing, but Boo wouldn't, like, at first play with them. And then he kind of kept on looking. He just stood there and looked at Sarah like he didn't know who she was. And then I go, he's keeping a safe distance. He's not sure he trusts you or not. And then he went over to her, and he was so sweet to her. And then he started playing with it, and he started playing with Callie and PP and Tucker. So it was good. Like, I was so happy that they all got along, you know. The dogs can make your life so happy, you know? How many of you watched the entire hour and 35 minutes last night? Like, I want to know, true story. If you watched the entire hour and 35 minutes last night, put a blue heart below. Other things I like about Halloween, the weather. I do, though. Do you feel like I give you guys weather reports on here all the time? Oh my God, I don't know who did this. I screenshot so many things that people told me last night in the comment sections. But somebody told me about this website that you can go to. Oh, darn it, I wish I knew who you were. That I can check, like, the weather and how it affects, like, migraines. Oh my God, thank you so much. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm gonna go there tonight and look at it. I'm so happy somebody sent that to me. I never even knew that existed. I was so excited when I saw that. And, oh, you know what? I do need to pull in here for a second. Here, we'll just pull into the church. Well, I probably won't pull into a church. I don't know why not. So we're passing, like, where you go to Holiday Park, and Holiday Park was a scene, actually. This whole area that I'm in right now was part of Fault in Our Stars. Like, this is where she supposedly lived, was over here. And so everything here, from the gas station up the street to Holiday Park over there, where they have, like, the bones that they showed, if you've seen the movie Fault in Our Stars, is, like, right here where I'm driving right now. And actually, up here, if you read Turtles All the Way Down, which is John Green's newest book, up here, if you turn left, there's, like, probably a 5-mile radius between up here and down there that the entire book, Turtles All the Way Down, takes place in, along the White River. And it's fun reading books that take place in your city, you know? It's weird because so many people, like, comment on my vlogs that live here in Indianapolis, and they're like, oh my God, like, I live in Indianapolis, and this and that and whatever. And yeah, I always tag my vlogs, like, Indiana YouTuber, Indiana vlogger, Indianapolis YouTuber, Indiana vlogger, because back in the day, I would always, like, look up Indianapolis, like, YouTuber, Indianapolis vlogger, because I wanted to see other people that were in Indianapolis that I could watch that were, like, local. I thought that would be cool. And what happens is there's been a few of them, but, like, once they get big, they move away. And there was, like, a couple here, they're, like, younger, that people used to send me. There's actually, like, a, well, that one couple that lives here. They're kind of a big deal. I can't remember what their name is now. But this was like a younger couple, and they moved to LA. And then there was another girl that contacted me, and she was like, I watch all your videos, and I'm from Indianapolis, and I didn't even know that you were from Indianapolis. Okay, so I'm at the gas station right now, the Speedway, where Hazel Grace actually, they pull over at. So anyway, what just dropped on the floor? What was that? I'm like really getting into the Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay, so there was a screenshot. Peter, can you please give a shout out to my son Isaac? It's his 9th birthday, Monday the 24th. It will make his day. So I'm sorry, Isaac, that this is a day late and dollar short, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Isaac. I hope you had a wonderful 9th birthday, and thank you for watching my vlogs with your mom. I think that's so sweet. And I don't know, when I read that, it was funny because I thought, like, I don't know, maybe my mom and I would have, like, we watched so much stuff together back in the day. I was like, would my mom and I watch me together back in the day? We might have. My mom would never have understood YouTube. She, like, it's so funny, like, my friends, like, they don't really understand it. And, so, my cousin today, like, for example, she goes, yeah, she was like, I don't know any of these people you talk about on that Peter Monn channel, so I don't watch that. And I said, she goes, I just watched this magazine video, that was it. And I go, you watch YouTube? She's like, oh yeah. And I go, well, who do you watch? And she goes, I'm really into Jenna Marbles. And I said, oh my God, have you seen the Princess Diary, or the Disney Princess video? She goes, no. She goes, she's a gamer. I go, no, Caroline, Jenna Marbles is not a gamer. She goes, but she does like gaming stuff. I go, if Jenna Marbles is doing gaming stuff, I don't know that. She goes, yeah, I think she is. And I was like, well, I haven't been keeping up with Jenna Marbles, and if that's the case. Is Jenna Marbles doing gaming now? I watch some of her Jenna and Julian videos, and I watch the ones about the animals and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I watch her on a pretty regular basis. Did she start a gaming channel and I'm completely oblivious to it? I didn't know that, if that's the case. But anyway, I was like, well, who else do you watch? And she's like, I don't know their names. So many people tell me they watch YouTube and they have no idea the people's names that they watch. I don't either. Half the people I watch, I have no idea who they are. I just like run across them. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting video. I watched a video today. Oh, it was a Chihuahua video. It was so sweet. What was the name of this channel? Shoot. I could look at my history. I've been like watching Chihuahua videos now. It was sharks and whales, and now it's Chihuahuas and UFO sightings in outer space. But not just like ones where it's like you see like a disc, not that, but like these NASA recordings of like these things that like shoot by. Have you guys seen this? They're so interesting because you wonder if like it's really real. Glamour shots. I don't know if it is or not. What do you guys think? I believe in aliens. I believe in almost anything that's out there, because I feel like it just makes the world a more interesting place. But I'm almost kind of like, with stuff like that, okay, first of all, I cannot tell you how many people were upset with me about the Jane Mansfield thing. I have never read an article or anything. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, on my magazine video, I was talking about Jane Mansfield in there, right? About the show that I watched with Lonnie Anderson, played her back in the day, and I was obsessed with Jane Mansfield, and she lost her head. All these people were like, Jane Mansfield did not lose her head. It was her wig. And people were kind of like upset about it. And I was like, okay, dude, I seriously had no clue. I really, like, okay, that's an urban legend. I get it. But like, I didn't know. Like, I really didn't know. Like, to this day, like, I would have bet good money on the fact that that's what happened. I didn't know. So I guess it's a little lesson. Don't believe everything that you hear out there. But anyway, so I was, Jane Mansfield. What was I talking about before that? Shoot. Oh, Caroline, YouTubers. I believe in all kinds of stuff out there. Like with aliens, it's like, it's interesting to me because like, mean, I would love to know. I would like really love to know. I'll tell you what I was watching about. Was that a couple years ago, apparently, like, I guess it was like the FBI or the CIA, I don't know who it was, but they opened all of the files, like some of the files, but they still crossed things out and you couldn't see all of it. They opened some of these files, like this is legit the stuff I watch on YouTube, on Area 51 and Area 52, and, so I was watching about that. It was so interesting. And you know what's interesting is that whenever you watch these things, they always have like these like veterans from the military that like tell these stories. Like, don't you think they're kind of pretty legit? Like, that they actually saw stuff? But it also makes you wonder like why they weren't sworn to secrecy or whatever. But I believe in aliens. I just can't believe that we're the only ones out there. And then apparently, like these researchers or scientists or something, I'm totally talking on my ass right now because I don't have any clue about the facts of any of this stuff, but I just read a little bit of it and then I saw some stuff on it on YouTube. But about these researchers that found, did you guys hear about this? They found like alien talk from like billions and billions of light years away, and whoever these alien entities were are probably long gone at this point. But that's so weird, isn't it, to think that? Did you ever see that movie with Nicolas Cage about the kids? And it kind of really, I can't remember what it was called. It was actually a really good movie. So if somebody knows what it is, put it in the comment section below because I'd like to see it again. But it really kind of like brought the idea of Adam and Eve and aliens together. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like it took them to a new planet and like started them off with just these two kids at the end of it. Think in our lifetime, well, I guess it depends on how old you are, but do you think in our lifetime we'll ever know if aliens really do exist or not? Like, we'll have, like absolute evidence. Like, they'll come and fly down, and there'll be, like, they can't discredit it. You know what I mean? Do you ever watch that Ancient Alien show? Oh, my God. You want to be convinced of something, go watch Ancient Aliens. Like in the very first episode, they talk about like those artifacts that they found that look like little airplanes and stuff. But you look at them and you're like, yeah, they do, but then you could also kind of be convinced that they don't. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, yeah, they kind of do, but not really. Kind of sad, like we're at a point in the world right now where there's not a lot of mysteries left, you know what I mean? Like to grow up in like my parents' times, there was like still so many mysteries out there in the world, and it's just like they're really, I love these trees right here. I have to show you these, okay? These trees are so pretty. Can you see them? Those trees right there? But anyway, we're kind of at a point in the world where there's like no more mystery, you know what I mean? Like, what happened? Is there nothing left to discover? What do you guys think's out there that we haven't found yet? You think like Atlantis is out there? Do you think there really are like megalodon sharks? Do you think there are UFOs? Do you think Loch Ness Monster exists? I do believe that Loch Ness Monster exists. I just don't think that she's what we think she is. But do I think there's some kind of prehistoric animal in that lake? Yes. I like to kind of live in a world where I think that there's like a lot of things are possible, you know? Or that there's still some mystery out there. Maybe not so much the mystery of what was in the cooler. Oh my God, you guys went crazy over that. Now I want to know too, so many people were like, you should have opened it that first night. No way, I was too scared that night. It took me 24 hours to get to the point where I could like feel comfortable enough to go back there. I was really kind of hoping that, can you imagine if that was there? That would have made a video to end all videos. I was kind of really hoping it was there though. Now we'll never know. People were speculating in the comment section saying there were heads in there. Somebody said a whole thing of eyeballs. Somebody else ruined it for me. They ruined the magic. They said, I don't think there was anything in the cooler. Well, you're probably right, but we don't have to ruin the magic for everybody else. Do you remember that when you would watch like a movie and like when you were like in elementary school and the teacher would say like, you know, you'd like, it'd be like one of those special days. I used to love these special days back in school. Anything to get away from the books and stuff. I didn't love so much the books and the assignments and all that kind of, I didn't like all that. I just liked the fun part. I liked when we were read to. And I still remember in 4th grade when my teacher, she read Help, I'm a Prisoner in the Library by F. Clifford. It actually takes place in Indianapolis. But anyway, I loved when our teachers read to us. I loved when we watched movies. And we would watch, okay, I was messing with the camera. But I was talking about like, okay, so you remember in class and you'd like being read to or like watching a movie or whatever, and you'd be like have those one special days, you know, and it'd be like Christmas time or whatever, and you'd like you know, the teacher would like say, we're gonna watch a special movie today, a holiday movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and she'd like we'd have like popcorn and hot chocolate and like a cookie or something, right? And she'd say, okay, now don't anybody else ruin it for everybody else. And that one kid, you'd be like 5 minutes in the movie, you'd have your popcorn, everything, you'd be so excited. It'd be like the last day before you would go on holiday break. You couldn't wait, you know, you'd go home, it was just gonna be so Christmassy, you couldn't wait for that whole week, right? And that one kid 5 minutes in would be like, he'd like shout it out. I love that part when Rudolph comes back and everybody loves him after the Island of Misfit Toys. And he'd be like, everybody go, oh! And the teacher would march him outside in the hallway and he'd be laughing and stuff. You know what happened to me back in the day? I would braid my friend's hair. So my friends would sit in front of me, right? I wanted to be a hairstylist, I think, but I just didn't even know it. But I loved to braid hair back in the day. So I could do a fishtail like nobody's business, true story, long before fishtails were even a thing. I mean, I was in 3rd grade, so what's that? I mean, I don't know how old I was, 8, 72, this was like 1980, I was doing fishtails. So anyway, I would braid French braids, I could do it all. French braids around the side, I could do it all, okay? And all my girlfriends would like, do me, and they'd want to sit in front of me, right? So they'd sit in front of me, and like some teachers would tolerate it and just let it happen. What's going on right here? Some teachers would just tolerate it and let it happen, they didn't really care, right? And then the whole class after a movie, they'd all have braided hair. But like this one teacher, one time we were watching this movie and it was about like, it was like this Disney movie. I've actually tried to find what it's called, and it's about like nature in the mountains, and it's like winter and then it melts. And the reason I tried to find it is because the music, I remember being like pretty, I don't know why. Did you guys ever try to like, it's corny, I know. But anyway, it was like a film strip. It wasn't even a movie, okay? Do you remember film strips back in the day? If you're as old as me, you remember film strips. But anyway, we were all sitting in there, and it was like one of those, I don't know if you guys had the same kind of classes as I did, but there would be like 4 different classes, and they'd be like sectioned off in like a big room. Do you remember? And it'd be like, so if you were in 4th grade, it'd be like 4A, 4B, 4C, and 4D. Those were like the classes, and you were like in 4A or 4D. So we're all sitting together, right, watching this film strip, and I'm like braiding somebody's hair, and the lights go up, and it's like, Peter Monn, this is not beauty shop. You're talking about being called out by your teacher. So embarrassed. I should have said it sure as hell is. Line up, I'm doing fishtails and French braids. Who wants a French braid? Let's go. Mrs. Smith, you want a French braid? Let's get you done for Christmas. I can do nails too. I could. God, those were the days. It's so funny that like at the same time that like, I mean, I don't know why I'm like thinking about this as I go back. At the same time that I was being bullied, like I'm like braiding these girls' hair. Do you remember like lunch at school? Like the lunches, I'm not talking about like sitting in a lunchroom, that was always hell for me, but like the lunches that you would have, like some of those lunches I look back on were so good. Remember we had this lunch lady at our school, and she was so nice to me, and I really, really liked her. And there was like 2 lunch ladies, and this one lunch lady, my mom, like, it was like a cousin of my mom, and every time I would see her, she'd always say, tell your mom, she would say, tell your mom Sandy said hi. And so I'd come home from school and I'd be like, Mom, Sandy said hi. And she'd say, this is when I was in elementary school, and she'd say, she's a distant cousin. That's what she'd say. And I found out later, like, my grandma and her mom, like, didn't get along or something. I don't know. But, but she was real nice to me. But do you remember, like, we would have lunches and it would be like Johnny Marzetti? Do you guys remember Johnny Marzetti? That was like one of my favorite things. It's kind of like a lasagna, but more like a spaghetti. I loved that. And then my favorite was when we had, like, you would come to the table and the tomato soup would already be sitting at the table. I think that you would have grilled cheese sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches or something on those days. That was like one of the articles that I wrote, or one of the blog posts that I wrote, because that was like the day that I actually, like, all of the bullying started. But that wasn't the one and only time that we had tomato soup. I was looking for a Pizza Hut the other day and I could not find one. I was craving Pizza Hut breadsticks so bad. Back in the day, Taco Bell had, I don't know if you guys, they used to call Pizza Bells or something like that. I don't know, but they would be like half Taco Bell, half Pizza Hut. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And you could go through there and you could literally get like a Nachos Bel Grande, like a personal pan pizza that was this big in breadsticks. Oh my God. Like, you want to talk about a perfect meal? It's like two fast food places in the same place. My friend that I was talking about yesterday, that I was talking about earlier, that her dad passed away and that, like, I made the Peterson's video for, she and I, okay, because we get laughing so hard about the buffet. This Chinese buffet thing, like, this is not a new joke. Like, the Chinese buffet joke has been a joke for a long time, okay, going to the buffet. And I was, like, seeing the record button and I was like, is that time yet already? So anyway, we used to joke about how we were going to start a buffet, and we were going to call it the Boofay, B-O-O-F-A-Y, and so anyway, because we always call it the buffet, so she'll, like, text me and be like, do you want to go to the buffet? So anyway, we were going to start a buffet, and it was going to be like every fast food restaurant that everybody loves. And so, like, you could go to Arby's and get a roast beef sandwich, or you could get fries and a Frosty from Wendy's, or a Big Mac and, you know, chicken nuggets from McDonald's. But it would be like this big buffet, and then you could go through and you could get, like, all different kinds. I mean, can you imagine? It would be like the world's most unhealthy. I mean, buffets aren't really that healthy anyway, obviously, but it would be like the world's most unhealthy buffet in the entire world. The buffet. Oh my God. Oh. I also thought it'd be real fun to open a restaurant. Obviously, these ideas were before I was a vegetarian, but I thought it'd be fun to start a restaurant and call it State Fair. And you would go and you would have all kinds of food that you'd find at the State Fair, like of course, grilled cheese sandwiches from the Milk Barn and milkshakes, but mostly it'd be like tenderloin sandwiches and, you know, corn on the cob, and then it would be like corn dogs, and then you would have elephant ears and lemon shake-ups and, you know, anything deep fried Oreo, deep fried donut, deep fried this, deep fried that. Can you imagine? That would be such a fun restaurant. And it would have games and stuff for the kids. We used to have a lot more. Now there's like Showbiz Pizza, or what's it called, Chuck E. Cheese. That place is boring. I've gone there with my nephews before. First of all, it's so expensive, okay? And basically you just pay for these. I mean, back in the day we had skee ball, and all, I guess they still have skee ball, but it's not the same. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's just not the same as it used to be. But we used to have a lot of those places. We had that, and then in Indianapolis we had this place called Farrell's, and it was in the mall, and it was right next to the arcade that was called, oh shoot, what was the arcade called? I loved it. It was real dark. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember arcades back in the day? Do we still have arcades? And it was real dark, and it started with an A. What was it called? It was right by the merry-go-round, which is where you would go and get your parachute pants. Do you remember the merry-go-round? You go there and get your parachute pants. And, what was that called? It was like a castle. It was like something with a castle in it. The arcade was called, but it'd be real dark, and you could get like fountain pops in there, and then like oh shoot, I can see it in my, somebody knows what I'm talking about. I can see it in my, because I don't think it was just Indianapolis, I think it was everywhere. you got tokens, and the tokens had the picture of the castle on them, but then it was the name also, and I feel like it started with an A. Shoot, what was it called? But we would go in there and play Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and all that kind of stuff, and what's the one where you go across and you shoot the things at the top? Galaga? Oh, I loved that game. That was my favorite game so much. What was that arcade called? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to pull in somewhere and Google it. But anyway, but there was this restaurant, and it was called Farrell's, and it had like, you'd have go in there and have birthday parties, and they'd come out with a drum, and they would like bang this big drum, and then everybody would like follow, like it was your birthday, and you got to be the one right behind the drum, and then they would like, you do like a parade around the restaurant. Everybody wanted to have their birthday party there. Now I think, I look back on that and I go, why? Just so you could have your own parade for a day? It was kind of fun though. What was that arcade called? I cannot believe that I cannot remember that. People are like shouting it at the screen right now. But like, you know when in movies you see like the arcade, like in Stranger Things, that TV show, like it really did. Like we had arcades like that we would go to. Even in like really just like small little malls, there would be arcades. Because I remember where I grew up, there was like a Target that had been the Ben Franklin. I was talking about that the other day in my other video. But there was like this Target mall there, and like you would go inside and there was like this arcade there. What is that arcade called? Darn, what was it called? What were the other... Okay, the other thing I liked too was... I'm telling all these stories from Indianapolis. People are like, we don't know. But there was like a Lazarus. I don't know if you guys remember Lazarus, the department store, but it was kind of like an Ayers or a Macy's. But Lazarus... like was centrally located in the mall, so you could go left or right, and then it was like right there. It was like the big department store, and JCPenney's was at one end and Sears was at the other. This is at Castleton, the mall that I was talking about, that like everybody used to go to back in the day. And I feel like it's like Avalon Arcade or something like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, somebody is shouting it right now. So anyway, but Lazarus, you could go up there and you could eat and you could look over the mall and watch everybody. And I remember, like, I would go with my mom for a long time, and I always got a club sandwich with french fries, and then I get a piece of pecan pie or pumpkin pie. And we would always go there at wintertime, and then I'd go see Santa Claus. And then as I got older, I went there with my friends, and we would sit there, and it was like, we thought we were real bougie. Like in high school, we would sit there and like watch everybody in the mall, and we would drink, you know, I don't know what we drank back then. What did I drink in high school? I don't even remember. I wonder what fountain pop I drank in high school. That's so weird, like that I don't remember. Probably anything. I've always been a root beer drinker and like a Dr. Pepper drinker, so maybe something like that. God, that's so weird. I don't remember what I drank in high school. It's weird that I don't remember what I drank in high school, but I do remember the order of the cigarettes that I smoked. The first cigarettes that I smoked consistently was Camel Lights forever. And before that, I kind of just smoked whatever. And that started after like this trip that I had taken. I did a whole like video about that. And then at some point I switched to, well, after I got sober, I smoked Camel Light Whites for a long time. After I got sober, I switched to menthol. I'm gonna look and see if I can find the name of this arcade. My mom smoked Kent's and Vantage when I was growing up, and I stole those from her a couple times. I wish this grocery store was open, because I would truly go in there and get some food right now and go home and watch Wentworth, but I don't think it is. I wonder how long I've been vlogging for. Old school arcade name. It's all just... Oh, Castleton Mall Arcade. 80s. There's no way this is gonna pull it up. Dave and Buster's. Fun and Games. That's not what it was called. Lafayette Square. That's not which one it was. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I swear to God, I thought I saw somebody like walking up behind my car. That scared the hell out of me. God. You guys are like, yeah, there is somebody walking up to your car. Please don't say that. Wikipedia. Okay, here, Castleton Mall, Wikipedia. Food court. Number of stores and services. It currently has 128. History. Ellis Ayres. Oh my God, the TP restaurant. That's where my mom used to go back in the day when she was in high school. What things do you miss about Indianapolis? Blockbuster type video stores. United Skates of America. Okay, so this was this place that we used to go roller skating. And it was in the movie about Ryan White. It's like the beginning of it. Daltz. I was just talking about that the other day. Shapiro's is still there. Oh my God. Somebody said Psalms. The drive-in theater, they're still there. I miss the restaurant in Lazarus that used to overlook the rest of the mall. Never ate there once, but as a kid, I was always fascinated with it for some reason. Artsy Fartsy, I used to go there all the time. Oh my God, this is so funny. Claypool Courts, that sucked. This is on the Reddit. I can't believe this is on the Reddit. You guys are like, Peter, we really don't care. Somebody said I miss Reggie Miller because, duh. Completely forgot about the restaurant at Lazarus. Oh my God, they used to have a Chick-fil-A in there too. It was 2 stories. This is so funny to read about this on the Reddit. I wish somebody would. I'm like trying to skim through this. I'm going to read this later. But I want to know. I remember going to Daltz as brunch. I remember going to Daltz for brunch as a kid, but I can't remember where was it located. It was at the Fashion Mall. It was at the Fashion Mall, but the entrance was on the outside. Yep. Caroline and I were just talking about that today because she said that when they went to Nashville, Tennessee, there was one there. I was like, was there really? And she was like, yeah. I was like, she goes, it wasn't really the same. Paramount Music Palace. This was another one. They had this huge organ, and we would go there as kids and have birthday parties. It was like sucked. I remember like when I had to go there for birthday parties, I always thought it sucked. Oh my God, Rosalind Bakery's, hands down. I don't care if there were health violations. The health violations were that there were like a ton of rats supposedly in the factories, and it got closed down. Santaland. I've never been to Santaland. Oh wait, Santaland in the old Ellis Ayres building. I wish somebody would say something about this. Concerts at Market Square Arena. They took it down. I remember Market Square Arena. That's where I saw Fleetwood Mac when I was in high school with my friends. I miss when Broad Ripple was still kind of an arts district. That's where my office is. It still is kind of, but not really. Oh my God, the Avon. Oh my God, being able to climb on the brass penguins at Glendale Mall. We used to do that all the time. Cowboy Bob or Janie talked about that on here. Artsy Fartsy, Famous Betty's, Famous Jack's. Oh my God. You should do this for your city. You should get on and look up like old things. It might be on Reddit. Oh my God, Castleton Arts Movie Theater. It's where my mom used to go. Here, I'll read this later, but Castleton Arts Movie Theater was this movie theater, and you could go, and it was like the first kind of like artsy movie theater in Indianapolis, and they showed like retrospectives, like they showed like old movies. Do you remember in Foul Play when they say retrospective? They played like old movies, like Hitchcock movies and stuff like that. And then they would play like foreign films and like any of the films that were like indie films. Like that's where we went and saw Boys Don't Cry. Like any indie kind of film that would come through, or they would have it there. They would have like film festivals there and stuff like that. And it was really fun. And my mom loved it because you could go there and you could get coffee, and she'd go, and you can get flavors in it too. My favorite's hazelnut. She loved hazelnut coffee. And And they have like, you could get like sandwiches, so you could like go in there and eat. And they also, I think you could have like wine and stuff like that. It was like one of the first places that you could have like a glass of wine while you watched a movie or something back in the day. But I do remember it being kind of expensive too. I don't think it's anything now where it used to be. I love the movies. Do you guys love the movies? I love going to the movies. I want to start removing. I'm thinking about on my review channel reviewing one movie a week on there. What do you think? Or maybe one every other week. And doing like movie Mondays or something like that. Although I don't think I'm going to have a schedule like that. Not yet. I don't know. What do you think it is about reminiscing that we like? You know? And looking back on all those things that made us happy in the past. What do you think that's about? Especially when you're like happy in your present, you know, it's like, I don't know, to look back on those things that with fondness that made us happy in our childhood or whatever, you know. Are you guys the same way, or do you hate looking back on it? It's kind of funny because like when Caroline and I were talking today, and she's like, you remember so much, I don't know how you remember. And I was like, I mean, I remember stuff from a year ago, I remember stuff from 30 years ago. I don't know how, I just do. But then I can't remember what my fountain coat of choice was when I was in high school. But certain things I do remember very clearly, and you know, from growing up. And it's interesting maybe like the things that you do remember like so clearly, and why like certain good things stand out. I'm talking about good things, and why those certain good things stand out to you. Do you guys like to look back? Do you like to get together with friends and family and reminisce about like things that happened in the past and tell stories? I think it's fun, you know. Caroline and I were doing that today. It's nice to be with somebody, like Tanya's the same way, that knows your history, and you can say one little thing, and then like, you know, and like Tanya and I can say something like, oh my God, do you remember so-and-so, and start laughing or whatever about something funny that happened. Do you know what I mean? And, I don't know, it's nice to have a shared history with somebody, I think. Maybe that's what it is. Like me even just sitting there on Reddit, reading through there, and all these other people that have the same shared history as I do. Do you think that's what it is? I don't know. What do you guys think it is? Leave it in the comment section below what you think it is. Alright, listen you guys, I'm going to get off here and listen to a little bit of Prisoner of Azkaban, but then I'm going to go home and watch an episode of Wentworth before I go to bed. So yeah. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.